Damn, I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of StarCraft Inc. I am in such a casting mood today, and I'm bringing you a game between Sjow, who I absolutely freaking love. He has been impressing the crap out of me lately, and MMA. Now, Sjow I know a whole lot more about than MMA, as Sjow competed in the last DreamHack tournament. Yeah, the DreamHack tournament series that I cast that was from Sweden. Sjow, he dominated Huck, absolutely dominated Huck, and then later lost to Whitera because his style of play is very cheesy, and Whitera's just such a solid player. He sits in his base and he defends himself so well. So it really, Sjow kept trying his usual style of play, and it's just not something that Whitera is vulnerable to. Now, MMA, he's been requested on the StarCraft 2 forums. When I ask people who they want to see, Terran players constantly ask for MMA. So I'm excited to see him opening the production tab, and I'm going to pop this puppy open as well. And hopefully these guys give us a show. I got this game off GhostGamers.com. This is an MLG map. Absolutely, this is an MLG match, and you can really tell that it's MLG because of these supply depots, which I talked about in the last cast. If you haven't watched it, these are to protect each player from dirty little cheeses that wall the ramp off and things like that. But they are destructible, so you can clear them out and play as normal. They're just to stop early game cheeses and encourage a long game because they're more enjoyable to watch. But I hope you guys have been keeping up with the casts that I've been doing. I try to give you guys a lot of things that are rewatchable, meaning that no matter when you come and find my channel, there are things here that are interesting to you. Not a whole bunch of casts that are simply outdated because patches have come out or because players are no longer popular. Things like that. So we do like SSN highlight reels. We do fun mono battles. I hope you guys have been enjoying those. I know a lot of you have been. I actually had a threat where someone was saying they'd murder my family if I didn't cast more, so of course I chose not to cast more because I'm not a fan of my family. No, that's not true. I love my family. My brother's watching this. How's it going, bro? He does watch my cast, so huge support from him. Gotta love that guy. And Sjow with his first Marine. He's going to wander out onto the map and not quite catch MMA's SCV. I don't know if that SCV ever scouted the top area. I do want to take a look at that. No. It checked the bottom and then took off. So these Marines are going to meet each other. That Marine gets the first few shots off because of that tower vision, and it will arrive victorious and back safely on the tower. And a second Marine is going to join him to make sure that another Marine doesn't come finish him off from Sjow. So Sjow is without map control at this point. MMA has both towers and knows where Show's spawn location is. Where I'm not sure does Sjow. Sjow has no idea where his opponent is. So that really limits the decision making from Sjow at this point. But because he doesn't know where his opponent is, he will fast expand. Whether that was his plan all along or not, it is how he's choosing to proceed in this game. And this bunker will prevent any kind of early Marine push like this from doing too much damage. So his Marines are in there. He's now safe. And we are seeing a factory with a tech lab. No starport yet. So I'm not sure what he's planning to do with this. Oh, Hellions, pre-igniter. Oh yeah, so are we going to see some sort of Hellion run by or a drop later? He does see the bunker now. He does realize that a fast expand is the current situation. So how he chooses to deal with this is beyond me. I don't know if Hellions are the right decision, but I mean, MMA, he is a great player from what I've heard, and there is the starport, so it might turn into a Blue Flame Hellion drop. Now, let me say something. Just because a professional player does something does not make it a good choice. These players are in a competition together, and they are trying to deceive one another. And if a player does something and it doesn't turn out to work, it's probably because the first player's deception, that's what worked. So a lot of the time when people are discussing strategy on the forums, I see conversations turn into, well, it must be a good idea because so-and-so does it, and he's like the best Terran in the world, man. But that's not necessarily the case, because just because he did it, he might have been wrong. And maybe it's only a good idea in very specific situations, so you can't cookie-cutter generalize everything that people do. So yeah, Blue Flame Hellion drops, great idea. They might work in this situation, they might not. But of course you can't always just copy the idea, so there is a medevac coming out. It will pick up these Blue Flame Hellions, which they are researched at this point, I believe. Yep, Blue Flame Hellions. That pre-igniter is complete. And I think this is going to work, actually. I would not doubt it. However, Sjow has Hellions of his own. Do they have a pre-igniter? Pre-igniter's not finished yet. This is going to get elevated up onto the top ground, the high ground. He's not going to reveal it until he's got his entire force up there. He's probably going to come back and pick up these as well. And this is going to be a big issue for Sjow. I hope the game doesn't end here. I really hope it doesn't end here. But he's not going to put down those Hellions. Oh my goodness, so many of those Marines go down. Blue Flame is not quite done for Sjow yet. How close is it? Not going to finish in time. Oh no, and Hellions are light, so believe it or not, Hellions are the counter to Hellions, and when they have blue... Are you kidding me? He's going to try to deny that with his workers? Not a good idea. He's going to lose these supply depots, which is terrible. When you are trying to defend an attack and you are supply blocked, there's nothing more frustrating. He's going to lose his second supply depot as well. He's landing a Viking to try and deal with this. A Hellion is behind the mineral line. And these Marines still picking away at the supply depot. And this right here is the mark of a true player. He knows when he is overstaying his welcome. He knows when to pull out. He knows when the damage is done, and he backs out before he overstays his welcome. Beautiful play. Now, I did see a Banshee. There it is right here, ladies and gentlemen. A Banshee for MMA, and he will be able to do some damage. No, actually. There is a bunker in a good position. There is a missile turret in a good position. He'll only be able to get the very end of this mineral line. And other than that, not be able to do a whole bunch of damage. He might be able to come over here and pick off some workers, prevent the timing of those supply depots. But Cloak is not going to work because he's still in range of detection. And the Viking's just going to plink away at MMA's Banshee. And yes, the Banshee does go down. It wasn't really... don't know, man. I don't know. Don't know what to say about that. These Hellions did come in here. Do any of them have any kills? No kills. 2 kills, 1 kill, and come back, 1 kill. I imagine those kills, so that another Marine. I imagine the other kills were Marines as well. I don't think he would have got any workers because this was not done yet, so a probe transfer would not have happened. But sorry I missed that. I was watching the Banshee die. It was a beautiful thing. I'm a Protoss player. Every time a Banshee dies, my everything smiles. My feet, you know, I'm not going to go through the list because I'm going to say some things that people don't want to hear. But anyway, I get very happy. And a Banshee did die, so today is my day. Sorry to all you Terran players who love your Banshee play. And sorry, Funky Wise, because I know you use Banshees too. But, yeah, no, so far, quite successful play by MMA. He is behind in economy, though. Sjow did lose some SCVs, and he did lose a bit of his infantry. He lost a couple Hellions, and he lost the supply depots here. But overall, he's been a base ahead of MMA for a while now. He's now taking his third as well. This will be a tricky... Oh, it's turning into a PF. I was going to say it's going to be a tricky third to defend against those Hellions. But a PF will do the trick, as well as a missile turret to cover him from those Banshees. And I think that's safe and sound for now, until siege tanks show up, of course. But there are siege tanks out for MMA, and siege tank is... So, like, siege tank tech is complete. And from MMA, we are seeing a lot of marine upgrades, like bio upgrades. So the concussive shell just finished for the Marauders, seeing stim and weapons 1 for infantry. So he looks like he's putting a lot of work into his infantry, whereas Sjow, as always, putting a lot into his factory play, and I like that a lot. I don't particularly approve of bio. It's one of the reasons I like Funky's play so much. So Sjow wisely checking the tower, making sure his opponent can't see everything he's doing. I like that a lot. And Sjow also taking the second tower with a Hellion, a nice fast unit that can get away when he sees units approaching the tower. So yeah, I think it's important that I yawn at least once in every cast. So this SCV is going to be coming in here. The one thing that's cool about taking the tower with a fast unit, when an army marches out like this, they get in range of the tower. So watch this. right about here. I'm going to pause this. Look. Okay, so Sjow is about to pull away from the tower. This army is going to come in here and it's going to tag the tower. This Hellion will get far enough away from the tower before they take the tower, making MMA think that he never had the tower at all. And MMA will feel real comfortable. But meanwhile, Sjow has seen every unit in this mix. And I'll press play now. But look, watch. Pause. Okay, so take a look at not Sjow. MMA's vision. There's no Hellion there. How awesome is that? So MMA has no idea, absolutely no idea that Sjow saw this coming. So I like this a lot, and I'm gonna press play again. So guys, just something to think about. Now this army is going to push out and pick off just pieces of MMA's army. This was a terrible, terrible decision for MMA to split his troops like that. I know he just wanted to check the towers, but Sjow did have that tower and MMA had no idea. And there is a single Marine down here, and Sjow's Marine will get the first shot. So this is going to turn into a situation like the earlier in the game. Sjow's Marine will win and claim the tower. So bits and pieces of MMA's army went down, but when siege tanks are involved in a TVT, the army supply count can change so fast in anyone's favor. One wrong move into a line of siege tanks can change the game completely. It's too bad we don't have SSN Andromeda or SSN Smash Cab in here, because nukes would be flying, baby. But no, this is two professional level players. Not saying that Smash Cab can't get there someday, but right now he's a Master League like a lot of other North Americans. He's getting better though, man. He's getting better. We might see him in an MLG soon. Props to Smash Cab, man, for playing like you play. So let's see. Back to Sjow. He is kind of moving down the map a little bit reluctantly. I think he's waiting for his Vikings. He'll probably scout ahead with his Vikings so he doesn't walk his army into any siege tanks. Because you can get close to the army and not take damage from the siege tanks and scout it out, you know, because the Marines are going to have to chase you if they want to come and snipe that Viking that's scouting. And they don't want to do that because they could run into their own siege tank line. However, MMA is wisely putting up that sensor tower. He gets a huge wide ring here that will allow him to see Sjow moving in on him. Now, MMA has a huge advantage right now with that sensor tower. But nothing is stopping Sjow from dropping his own right here, which I think would be a good idea. Nothing wrong. You know, you can never have too many sensor towers, man, unless they're overlapping. But really, sensor towers are freaking awesome. And you can say what you like about them, but there's no reason not to have one, man. So we are seeing some vehicle weapons. So Sjow still investing heavy into that factory tech. I'm getting another base. I like this a lot. So starting to take. This is his 5th base now, his 4th expansion. However, we are seeing a big drop from MMA. Does Sjow see it? He's scanning. I don't know who dropped that scan, whether it was MMA or Sjow. And Sjow's army, look at all those siege tanks. Are we going to see any kind of denial here of this drop? I don't think Sjow knows it's there. Lots of missile turrets, though. Hopefully those missile turrets can snipe a... oh my goodness. There's this nice little landing zone. Will that... No, the medevac won't go down. This is going to be big. Sjow pushing in here on these siege tanks. Siege tanks do nothing about it. Most of the army is in this medevac, spraying it across Sjow's base, and Sjow losing all his production to this drop at this point. He's got lots of bases, but if you think about it, Sjow is now pushing into MMA's base as well with all these siege tanks. None of MMA's bio will be able to get close to this. But a little bit of a clusterfuck going on here. He needs to micro this. I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he's trying to deny this. He's paying more attention to that. Just kind of A-attacking this push, which, you know, it seems to be working. But if he doesn't micro it properly, he could lose it all to a bunch of marauders that stim in and just annihilate these tanks. And this is the moment of truth right now. A couple Banshees from MMA would work really well, but... this is a base race, ladies and gentlemen. This could go in any direction. It really depends on, oh man, decision making at this point. Although I have to say that I put it in Sjow's favor because Sjow has so many bases still. He could rebuild supply. The nice thing about Terran is you can lift your production off, although it doesn't seem like Sjow decided to do that. Even though MMA's army is mostly marauders, he's not lifting off his buildings. I don't know why, but he's going to just raffle stomp MMA's army. Not even sieging up his tanks, he's just going to wander right into MMA's siege line and just stomp it. Now here the Marauders are coming in. I knew this was bad news. If the Marauders do stim like they are, they can do a lot of damage. So Sjow's army shrunk by about half in that engagement right there. And there is a single Marauder picking off that base. This is a PF, and it will not be easy for MMA's army to attack. However, he's trying to drop a lot of production around it right now. A starport as well. That means he must still have a factory somewhere. I don't see it. Where is that factory? Oh, no, he's flying a starport. Oh, it's burning down, though, and something is shooting at it. What is shooting at it? I don't even know. But he's got to get some SCVs in there to repair it. Will he do that? I don't know if he's paying attention. Will Sjow repair that starport? The starport is going to go down. There it goes. Damn it. So Sjow, he's got to pull his ass together. And MMA picks up in the medevacs again. He's going to get out and he's going to get down here. What a base trade here. And that Thor, he's damaged, but he can be repaired. That's a wonderful thing about Terran. Picking off a few more Marauders. And look at this army coming down here. He's going to snipe some more of Sjow's production. And that is terrible for Sjow right now. Absolutely terrible. Those Marauders are not going to be easy for the army that Sjow has to deal with. Moving forward, he can siege up and put himself in a good position. If those Marauders get too close, they will take so much damage. I don't know how he knew that those siege tanks were there. He backed up just in time. And he's going to come over here and finish sniping the supply depots, which will be a huge hit to Sjow. He's going to break these gas down because he doesn't want Sjow to retake those. Now the game is swung in MMA's favor. MMA has 2 bases to Sjow's 1. And MMA still has supply depots scattered for spotting. Sjow is now wandering the map to make sure he knows where everything is. These Vikings now, though, can land here and do some mineral line harass. MMA has nothing here. His command center is not even rallied, so these SCVs are now just kind of chilling there. MMA does spot the drop, though, and not going to be able to stop it in any way because its army is all the way over here. So we will just transfer those SCVs over here, and hopefully he'll be able to get up some missile turrets or get some Marines out on the field. However, he does have a lot of minerals. I'm not sure what he's spending it on. Siege tanks were not sieged up in time, so the MMA Marauders did get a few free shots off on them. However, he does have this factory up again. He will be able to produce siege tanks once again as soon as he can get back into proper supply. There's a Banshee out now, though, and the Thor will be able to snipe that Banshee just fine. But yes, Sjow is in dire need of supply depots. These Vikings did manage to pick off this command center. That was a huge pickup for Sjow. But now they're in a situation where they might get caught by these Marines. Marines getting under those Vikings. However, the Vikings do have the advantage of flight. It's a great ability that airplanes tend to have. Shooting down that medevac, so definitely a good pickup once again. Getting the little points where you can, man. And still no missile turrets here for MMA. These Vikings can still land before those rocks go down and do a little bit of mineral denial. Hopefully they can pick up in time. But no, here comes the army for MMA, and those Vikings will all get sniped and really did no damage with that. So that is bad news bears. And there is a single Banshee here picking off siege tanks. Does Sjow see it? He's not selecting this army here, trying to pick off that missile turret. He has no orbital command for detection. One missile turret does go up, so the Thor has sight. And Sjow really needs to finish this missile turret. And the Banshee is going to continue picking off siege tanks. That needs to be repaired, but the Banshee will get it. The Thor might go down too, but probably not. That missile turret is almost finished. A siege tank does go down. The Banshee trying to take pot shots at the missile turret. But the Thor and the missile turret do survive. That Banshee harass has come to an end. And the siege tank count is getting pretty low for Sjow. For Sjow, baby. How many times has that joke been made by someone other than me? But anyway, so the medevac does have a Marine and a Marauder inside it. And I'm not really sure what MMA plans to do with it. Maybe a little high ground mineral harass. There is a scan going down. I imagine that MMA did that unless Sjow decided he really needed to see his own gas geyser in close up. But no, it is going to be a high ground mineral harass, and this is awful. He can permanently deny mining from the top. This forces him to unsiege his tanks. Will MMA take advantage of that and push on him? Well, he is unsieged. It looked like that much. Oh my god, no! Sjow siege up. He's going to lose all his tanks. Every single one. And there's nothing Sjow can do about it. The Marauder... Oh, what a play by MMA. That is absolutely beautiful setup. Beautiful setup. Foolish play by Sjow. Unsieging all of his tanks. He didn't need to unsiege all of them. And that might spell the end of the game for Sjow. However, MMA cannot push him, but he is pulling himself way ahead. MMA is 66 supply to Sjow's 30. So twice the supply, and he is super effective Pokemon style against his siege tank play. So I don't know what Sjow can do here, but it is down to the wire. Any of these players can pull ahead. Any of these players can turn this game around. And there is a sneaky barracks over here. However, this supply depot is going to see it. There is another command center down here for MMA, but he's not morphing it in any way, shape, or form. I'd really like to know what the plan is for this barracks. Does he plan to do anything with it at all? And lots of Banshees out for MMA, causing lots of problems for Sjow. Sjow does have this Raven now, but he can't do anything with it. I wish he would just lift up this... Okay, never mind. The factory's not even in danger anymore. But Sjow just keeping an eye on those Banshees. Now a Viking does come out, and he will follow it with the Raven. Those Banshees could go down. One more shot from the Viking. It does go down. Go back, Sjow. You can finish those two off. What is he doing? I don't know if he knew that the other two... Oh, a Marauder comes in. Oh, no. Was he unsieged again? I don't even know. And Siege Tank's in good placement right now. Like, this is great placement, wedged in here. However, the Marauders are ranged and they can shoot past the building, so it's not a big deal. But if those were Zerglings and Zealots, man, that is some sick placement right there. But yeah, so big thing, guys. If you are being harassed and you have a bunch of siege tanks and you're gonna move your siege tanks to defend that harass, don't fucking unsiege all your tanks. You should never have all your tanks unsieged at the same time. Never, ever, ever, ever. Oh my god, that made me so mad. But yeah, lots of Marauders still for MMA. More Ravens coming out for Sjow. Could he be going in some kind of mass Raven direction? Is he learning from Funky? Well, I'd like to believe that Sjow watches my casts. I'd like to believe that he takes lessons from the SSN clan. But that is not the case, ladies and gentlemen. And this barracks is still alive, still wandering the map. I think Sjow is going to land it on somebody, like Wizard of Oz style, and steal her slippers. But a girl can dream, and that's not what's going to happen. Sjow is now wandering the map with his Raven. He will be able to do some mineral line harass with auto turrets if he plays this right. And there is a supply depot here for Sjow, which is kind of funny to me. And what is this barracks doing? I am confused as hell. I want to see it land up here, start producing Marines, and kill this mineral line. To be honest, I'm not really cheering for either player right now. I feel MMA deserves to win this more than Sjow because of that one move that Sjow made. But if Sjow can pull himself back into this, you know, I'd really feel like he deserved it from climbing back into the hole he dug for himself. So, 2 yawns, ha ha ha. That was a count from Sesame Street. But yeah, so Dignitas Sjow, you are making me sad. Hellions coming in here. I do love this, and there is nothing anywhere to defend. Now Sjow needs to micro these better. He's gonna lose these. He didn't need to lose them the way he did. He could have gotten many more kills, but he missed microed. He got caught on some SCVs, and the Marauders did come in here and clean that up. Now, once again, floating around this, I don't know. MMA looks like he's coming in here for the kill. This is a lot of shit. And Sjow, it was once again not sieged up. The Marauders are going to push in here and slaughter Sjow's tanks. Auto turrets going down, PDDs as well. But Sjow, GG's. This game is over. MMA taking this in an epic TVT. I know a lot of people don't like TVT, but I love them because they are so tactical. And you're watching StarCraft Inc., guys. Thanks for joining me. I'm SSN Incarnum. Have a good night.